Okay, so welcome to this video. Here we have gathered here today in the store with the founder, Anders Blom, to have a little discussion on the startup of Arboristbutiken, how it came about, what has been going through since Anders started this in 2015, and we moved it up to the Stockholm area.
I started our Arboristbutiken when I started to understand that there wasn't really any suppliers in Sweden targeting the arborist community. It was when I was considering to start the arborist school at Arboristbutiken in Skåne, and when I was looking into the different types of equipment that was needed. At that point, I decided that this is something I can complement my education with. So I looked into the different suppliers and started to figure out what was needed, what it took to start this company, and it went quite fast after that. And when I started my education in September, my classmates was my first customers. So that was the start of Arboristbutiken, 1st of September 2015. As in the beginning, I of course I didn't have any idea if this was something that could survive and if it was a business that could be profitable. So initially I just had the web shop, and I had I think 3 suppliers. It was very limited stock. I was running it out of my basement. I had customers coming into my kitchen, drinking coffee and picking up orders. And DHL came and picked up the boxes in our garden. So it was very primitive, but it was a lot of fun, and then I got a lot of good feedback from the customers, and it just kept on going from there. I think initially the difficulties of starting a company with when you need to sell products to customers is knowing what they want and how much they want and how fast they want it. So the difficulty, as I think it still is to find a good level of stock and to manage the array of products that you want in your shop. But you learn as you go. I think the infrastructure is, I think, one of the easier things to manage. The technology behind to setting up the deliveries and the IT platform and so forth. It's the actual products that is the challenge to find them, to understand what customers want and how many different alternatives you should have in order to balance, because I think the ambition has always been to be a premium store. We only want to sell things that are good enough to use every day, and that is something that is not so price sensitive in the way that it should always be value for money, but we don't aim to be cheapest and sell the cheapest things. It needs to be a professional and a premium products in our assortment. At the end of 2017, I started to think more and more serious regarding the future of Arboristbutiken. I'd been running it for 2 years, and things were really taking off. And I had a corner in my basement where I had the stock, which was extremely cramped at the time, and I understood that this, in order for Arboristbutiken to grow and to find its place in the community, it needed some sort of change. and I was thinking if I wanted to do this by myself, or if I wanted to take on a partner and to complement what I've enjoyed and what I wasn't very good at, and so forth. So at that point, I talked to Anders, the other one, that I already knew, and we talked about different scenarios for the future of Arboristbutiken, and yeah, I managed to somehow strike a chord with your interest.
Yeah, you did, certainly. And since we had some space more space in our house, we decided to move the store up in January, early January 2018. So it was run from the basement in our house. We had more space there. We had the opportunity to expand further into other rooms as well. But as we all know, we grew out of that space as well. So we are here now since a couple of months back. So we were essentially running Arboristbutiken in our house for about a year, until it kind of outgrew. 2 years. So when we moved the store to our house, we realized that we had the opportunity to further expand our portfolio with new products and new suppliers. So that's what we did. We focused hard on negotiating direct agreements with some of the new suppliers that we have today. We updated the web platform to be able to sell even to Finland and Norway. What we did more was constantly try to evolve the product selections. We interviewed a lot of people to see what they were missing in the store, to get to those products in, to be more relevant to our competitors. If Arboristbutiken can supply 70% of what people need on a daily basis, I think we're becoming more relevant. And we also have the service to be able to serve them, since we have trade agreements with other companies that are also our competitors.
Yeah, we can also add that the customer base up here in Stockholm has also been very friendly in suggesting what they want to see more of and less of in Arboristbutiken, which has helped us to be more specific in our growth, to add things to our assortment that was really wanted. So that's a great thing to have such engaged customers.
It is, absolutely.
When we moved to Stockholm, I think we had a small trailer of products that I towed behind our car coming up here, and that was included all the shelving and other material that was used in the shop. And during the time it was in your basement, it sort of grew, both in terms of the number of products, but also the volume of products grew quite a lot. So when we moved here to Östbergavägen a couple of months ago, it was a little more than a trailer, I can tell you. It was quite a lot of products. That was, I think you spent a better part of a week just bringing stuff with the car back and forth several times.
Oh, yeah.
And I came up for what it was about four days, and then we rented a truck and took the bigger stuff and the rest that was still left in your basement, and also added a lot of the shop supplies that we have here with the different things that you could hang products on and so forth in this facility.
Yeah, we kind of felt that we, as we talked about earlier, outgrew the facility we had in our house. So I think it was the 21st of December that we got access to this place. And first I moved all the big items that were, didn't go on a regular basis. So when orders came in during that time, I had to go back and forth to cut some rope and pick up some other stuff that was already down here in the shop. So it was a lot of double work in the beginning before we first moved here. But like you said, we needed some more stuff in terms of the perforated walls and things to hang the items on, so people can get a better overview. And we were lucky to find some of that on Blocket actually. I think we were lucky to get the stuff what we have here in the store to fit that into the house was kind of unbelievable when everything was up. How did you fit everything into the basement that we now have in the store?
I would estimate, I don't know, you can correct me, but is it a little more than double the size here? Or?
Yeah, this is about 100 square meters, and I think we had like 50 or something, 55 maybe. Because we took another room into possession as well, which was really appreciated by my wife.
So you couldn't have guests for a while.
No, exactly. The guest room was the storeroom. Yeah. Well, one of the benefits with having a physical store is, of course, we had an opportunity before where people came in and had a look on the products and feel them and have a chat. But this feels more like actually kind of going to work, since I just went down the stairs and into the shop. So this is much nicer. We have a higher ceiling. We have the opportunity to hang up stuff. We have a tree here in the store. We have separate rooms so people can try out shoes and trousers and jackets, in a separate area, which feels much more professional actually to have a store. And of course, a lot more people are coming into the store these days just to have a coffee and a chat.
Another thing that's good is that the store is also, on a quite convenient location, that it's easy access and people can regardless of where they're going on the highway, it's quite easy to swing by and pick up stuff and say hello or ask a question. I think the industry as such is still growing. The arborist business is have a lot of potential. I can see that, I hope that we can in the future perhaps establish ourselves in a better way in our neighboring countries to understand how we can influence that market in a positive way, and also be visible in different areas, both on social media but also on the big events in the proximity. Provide good service and premium products as we have been, but still improving, of course.
Yeah, I think we're striving. If I look ahead like 2 years, I think we will at least be 50% bigger than we are today. We're going to be constantly looking to bring in new relevant premium products to the market. We are constantly working with the suppliers, which we consider as partners today, and have a good conversations with those in terms of what we bring in to be more like a full one-stop shop for the arborist market. So other brands that we might bring in are we considering as well, but I think we have a pretty complete selection now of brands. Depending on development of the market, you see suppliers like Nosh coming up, adding products to their portfolio. We see other brands that are bringing interesting products, and also if we're looking at some of the smaller suppliers that we are supporting, like Shizzle, for instance, that are bringing interesting rigging products to the market. So we're constantly going to be looking and scanning the market for products and brands that are upcoming and that are bringing interesting products.
And also new inventions that continuously come, which get sometimes extremely popular and get a lot of attention. And I also think that we can use Arboristbutiken as a platform to reach other branches of the industry. For instance, like different service products or education and other areas that are nearby. I think that could be a potential also.
So if any of you have any suggestions on other products that you're missing in our selection of products, or anything that is upcoming, please leave a comment in the comment field so we can have a look into that.
Thank you for spending time with us, talking a little bit about the Arboristbutiken history and future. And if you have any particular interests or suggestions on content that you would like to see more of from us, please leave a little comment below, and I hope you stop by Arboristbutiken in Stockholm.